Duke! Whoa! No! We're gonna go into a replay reviews, and Duke Canada sent me a couple of games to review. So, and you bought around 1500 ELO, alright? 2 games with Malians. So first up is Malians against Britons, which is kind of a rough matchup. Usually you go scout into skirms and probably play night skirms. Malians against Ethiopians, very hard as well. In this matchup, I would go probably for Man-at-Arms and skirms. Maybe you could go Man-at-Arms skirms in this one too. But you said you opened scouts, right? Alright, let's go here. You're playing against Ambrose. First we can look at your map. Your map has like back gold pretty far woodlands, I'd say. This one is fine. Since you're against Britons, this woodline can punish you pretty well, right? But I would go for this woodline if I were you. I usually go for the one that is closest and it's on a flat area. Most of your woodlines are on flat areas, so this one is viable too, but it's hard, a little bit awkward to place a lumber camp. Maybe place a lumber camp back here if you're going for this woodline. Yeah, I would probably place my lumber camp here. This is the closest, but you're choosing to go for this woodline. That's fine as well. It's not a huge deal. Chat overlay. Oh, I'll take it away. I'll take it away. You're also scouting with sheep, luring deer, so pretty perfect start. It's really hard, like you're doing it. Textbook, also very nice that you put your sheep next to the other sheep, ready for taking a new one. Well, your opponent has 7 on a sheep, and yeah, it's kind of fine too. I don't know why he put 7 on sheep with Britons. It should be 5 on sheep actually, because he's eating his sheep too fast. It's gonna punish him a bit. It's doing it the other way around. Okay, so taking the deer now. That deer will punish you a bit. It's extra villager time and stuff like that. If you're closing in on the TC and your villagers are in the way, just garrison in the villagers so you can get the deer inside instead. It's the best way. You're also luring the deer. I mean, you're killing the boar the old-fashioned way, which is with the vills. It's fine. It's no biggie, but you can try to get used to killing it with the TC. I'm not sure. I haven't seen your other games, so maybe you're doing it, but 6 villagers in the TC, hit it twice and go out. It's something you can practice. Going for a house, going for the mill. Check idle TC time, 3 seconds. Not ideal, but not bad. It's fine. Yeah, try to learn a new way. Go on single player, lure the boars, try it. It's really easy once you get a hang of it. You do it autopilot. Just check your next deer lure. Alright, so try to push it like towards. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, that's a nice one. Very nice. Okay. Pretty standard so far for male. Taking boar. Your boar is 80 food. When your boar is 80 food, it's already too late to go for your other boar. When your boar is around half HP, a little bit under half, you should always send a villager for your second boar. So now it's too late and these guys will idle, but they can go to the deer, which is not a disaster though. I hope you take the deer and not the sheep at this point. Oh, it's a bit messy here. You have a little bit too much to do luring deer, luring boar. It's a lot of multitasking. If you're afraid of killing a boar with the TC, I understand that. But once you get a hang of it, it's okay. So we're going for 19 villagers, 20 pop, that is. You might be lacking food here actually. Because you're sending your vills a bit too early on the wood. Like that's sometimes, I do that mistake too when I'm not thinking about this. I send my vills to wood too early. And struggling to get the food. And now you don't have food to go up, which is working up in your idle time. Not ideal. So the reason why you got idle there is that you sent 2 villagers to the wood too fast. If you're always a little bit behind on the food, if you know you're gonna struggle a bit, just wait with putting them on the wood, right? I also sometimes do that. Oh, no! Please don't do this. I'm not sure what this lumber can, man. You don't want to do that. Oh, trying for a trap. Let's see, let's see. Oof. He responds with LOL.
Yes.
It's 1500 elo. I like the trap attempt. It's really good, actually. Bit of banter between you two. On the way to Feudal Age, you should never build a barracks with 2 villagers, in my opinion. But if you're a bit late on it, you can. If you happen to do it, it's okay. It's not a huge problem. But more ideal to build it with 1. And the timing to build a barrack is when you're 60% to the next age, and you start building the barracks with 1 villager. It will go up exactly when you're up. You're afraid of scout, it makes total sense, right? If the scout comes to attack you, you have 2 villagers to attack back, so it's okay. You're also starting your walls early. It's okay. I don't hate it. But lately I'm trying to adapt to walling up a bit after my production started. Against Britons, I'm not gonna hurry up walling anyway, to be honest. Against Britons, I want to have my maximum eco into popping up a stable and potentially an archer range. So in this matchup, let me see what he goes for first. He's on gold. I'm not sure if you scouted this. No, you haven't scouted, but you're about to scout that he's on gold. So you know that archers are coming. So when you go scouts against archers, it's pretty tricky, because if you're too late adding your archer range, you will most likely face archer and spears inside your base and you can't counter it. So you have 2 options. You either wall, or you go for a fast archer range after adding a couple of scouts. If you're gonna add the fast archer range, you can't full wall yourself, because then you're doing 2 things at the same time, which doesn't complement each other, and then you don't have enough resources to pop your skirms out in time. Since you're Malians, it can work, but don't recommend. The next step is that if you're going to counter the archers with the skirmishers, you shouldn't make more than 4 farms before adding your range, okay? If you had a lot of farms here, you're gonna have a bit of trouble. Yeah, the woodline is bad, yeah. That is okay. If you didn't realize, it's fine. If you did it on purpose, it would be something else. Decent resource when you're up, 300 foods, pretty bad, not pretty bad, pretty good, I mean. The stable could have been placed next to the stone here to create a wall, but you want to wall like this, that's fine too. Wood upgrade when you're up, it's nice. And your opponent is going for an arch range. Let's see if you have explored this. Not yet. Yeah, so you need to be a little bit more active, especially in Feudal Age, when your scout has more speed and line of sight. It's good. Now you see the arch range. So now you don't add more than 4 farms, and you add the archer range pretty fast. Or you full wall. You're going for the full wall, which is okay, because the archers can't hurt you then. Then archer spearman is not a threat, and you can freely raid with the scouts. So, if you choose to go for full walls, don't add the range early. Then you focus on farms instead. Unfortunate. So in this case, don't go for counter units, just go for raiding with scouts, and you're fully fine with walls at home. Like, it takes a while for archers to break in. Now focus on farming. You went for the range. Mistake. No need to rush skirmishers unless you're going to go really aggressive, of course. Maybe go aggressive with scout skirms. Can work. But then you're fully walled. It's gonna be so tight on your economy, man. Like, this is gonna hurt you a lot. It's one or the other, yeah. I've been doing this too a lot in my career, going for too many things at once. This is usually how I lose games in general at high level. Is that I try to do 3 things or 2 things at once, which cost me the game a lot. What's that? For example, I try to go for an all-in, but I add a town center. I add a town center as well, which usually cost me the game. I was trying to boom and go for all-in. Sometimes you can do it, but it's really dependent. God, now my nose is super runny. Not ideal, not ideal. Hello, Ugly, what's up? Ugly in the chat. It's going for some nice scout raids here. His spear's out of position. You could pick off one villager here potentially. But if you see the spears are closing in now, you should run. It's not worth it to go for the vills. You know what? That wasn't too bad. These spears were pretty slow. And they didn't... that was actually super worth it. Really worth it. And now you're 2 vills ahead. You fully walled at home. And you're making blacksmith... which is unnecessary here, because you don't need to rush fletching at this point. Spend the wood on the farms instead. Start farming up your economy. 4 villagers in the queue is fine, whatever. Hera does this all the time. Just queue up the vills. And also, in the lower level, it saves a lot of multitasking. Queuing a lot at once, but I don't recommend queuing like a big queue like this in general. If you watch Leary, he queues 1 unit, let it finish, queues 1 right after. Queues 1 unit right after that, queues 1 unit. He always queues 1 at a time. All the time. But he's extremely good at that. He has an extreme precision, and the benefit of queuing 1 unit at a time is that you spend more resources on other stuff. If you have 5 skirms in the queue, for example, you probably want to afford 2 farms that you would want to put out. Oh, thank you, Ugly. Yeah, work on maybe like putting a bit less units in the queue if it's not necessary. But if you're not fast enough to do it, then you don't have to. But if you have the speed, I don't know, then it's okay. You should have Larry Apin to do that, yeah. And most pro players try to do that though, but Leary is extremely good at queuing 1 thing at the same time. Hera in cast stage queues 4 villagers in each town center though, but he is extremely good at putting it down a lot of farms, so he can afford a lot. So that's his strength. He just queues up villagers constantly while doing other stuff. So now you're fighting. Here's perfect position. You're using the skirms against the spears. Now he has archers and no fletching, while you have skirms with fletching. Yes, you have skirms with fletching, so you have a huge advantage here. You should just fight here. This is the point where you just go in with your skirms and keep your scouts in the back. Like, you can win the game right here if you want, but it seems like you don't want to win. Wheelbarrow coming in, nice. Farming eco looks great. You're farming around the mill, which is really nice. The guy Ectorino yesterday, he farmed away from the mill, which wasn't ideal. So always when your mill berries are finished, farm around it. That's the best game read for you, and that's your own fault because you have scouts. You can just easily see what he has. Just peek in with the scouts, go back and go in with your skirms if you see that he doesn't have much. But now you gave him time to mess up scouts and archers, so now you can't win anymore with that army. And you also give him time to wall up. But it's okay. He's up to cast stage, you're up to cast stage. He's up a little bit ahead of you, but with way worse economy. Look at his farming ecos, really, really bad. He has used the market a lot, he has a lot of villagers on gold. And it's going for 2 ranges. This reminds me a lot of the game yesterday, actually, where Ectorino had the superior economy, and the opponent had less superior economy. And made a lot of archers. So the answer to this is just more skirms. Ectorino went for double stable skirm. Like, what is with you guys? Double stable skirm. Like, you don't need, like, don't focus too much on the knights here. Focus on the counter units. You're doing the exact, this is the exact same game from yesterday. Alright, so skirms coming in. Here you can take a good fight. Don't go back. Here we have a lot of room to kill. Also, if you're against archers, always get the armor upgrade. If you're against skirmishers, don't get the armor upgrade, because it doesn't mean anything. But against archers, you need armor upgrade really fast. But you're going for the knights instead, it's fine. It's okay. Because your opponent's also going for a stable, right? So then it makes sense to have some knights or camels. Like skirm camel is extremely good against that. Because you just micro your camels away from the archers. It's not easy, but doable. Or skirm knights is also really good. If you only have archer ranges and your opponent is going archer skirms, archer knights, you can do skirm monks. So when the knights closing in on your skirms, your monks are in the back converting them. Alright, so he's taking away your woodline now. This is what we talked about at the beginning. This woodline can be really awkward against Britons. So you're moving into the back. It's really good. And for now, you have 600 wood in the bank and 200 stone. It's time to add town centers. Expand to the side. Very good. You're doing it perfectly. And also upgrade elite skirmishers. One town center is enough and elite skirms. But you're not doing elite skirms. You're just massing knights. Going for the +2 armor. That's pretty good against crossbows too. But like, if you do this in a pro game, like in a high level game, your opponent is always going to mix in monks with this army, and the knights are going to be so bad. So you just want to do skirms, honestly, and try something to defend the skirms. Maybe like one range, one stable. Because now you're not even producing from... you're producing from 2 stables, but you don't have to do this. You can produce easily from 1 stable with some knights. Skirms with the other, and then focus economy with the rest. Alright? So your opponent is just going all in. This is 100% YOLO. Although he's Britain, so he could have TCs at this point. He's going for siege shops, spamming units, 10,000 gold, but he's getting insane upgrades. Getting ballistics. He's getting a huge number of crossbow, which can be really hard to deal with just knights. Your skirms are useless at this point. You're not even producing more skirms, which is fine. +2 knights swarming in, and this is a really good fight, potentially. So here you just let the knights do the job and micro the skirms. You should have also sent in the scouts too, just for extra power. But this is really good. I wish those knights were in the fight earlier. Like gather point set into the fight, but this is so good fight. Really nice. And we're also getting a 400 score lead, which should make you feel really comfortable at this point. In my eyes, this is closing in on the GG. 5 idle villagers there. I understand because you're fighting, so it's fine. Happens. Scouts for APM issue, skill issue. Well, then you can use these scouts to explore the rest of the map, right? Let's see your exploration. You could definitely explore the sides with that scout. Don't need to bring him to the fight. And once we have the map control now, to Canada, you know what you should go for, right? Exactly. Relics, you know it. So relics and also monks to heal up the knights after the fights. Could be really nice. So these 2 knights could get healed, and once you have the map control, just try to get the relics. Your opponent is sitting back in the base. He's just got 2 town centers. You have 6, 7, 8 villager lead. You didn't lose this game, right? I don't think you did. He's now walling in the back. He's also got monks, so here we should just not do this. You should just heal these knights in that case. You might get converted here. Ooh, that sucks. That's unlucky. But yeah, this is going very well. Like, you're taking your army lead, you're going into economy. I don't see anything wrong here. Only thing wrong you did was probably the decision making of not going skirms and knights. But the knights did their job, so can't say it was bad either, since it worked. If it works, it's good, right? But probably not something I would do. Because if your opponent had 2 monks there, you would never win that fight. You know what I mean? If your opponent is crossbow and he sees you on knights, 2 stables, he just goes for, instead of going for a siege up there, he has a monastery already. And then he converts the knights in the fight and keep being annoying around their base. And you'll never win that game. Alright, collecting relics, that's good. Your opponent's just sitting back booming. But you even have the boom advantage, right? This town center, what is that? This town center makes no sense. It's a farming TC, but I have no idea. Check your boom though. It's nice. Eco upgrades, really good. Going on stone now, which is... This is perfect because this is something you should remember, guys. When you have the eco lead, you have army lead, everything, you just need to fortify it with a castle. And going on stone here is perfect. Scared to expand? Very scared to expand. So yeah, your activity is keeping him away from expanding, and you're also collecting relics, which is just perfect. Very good player here. Very strong, very strong. Your Dark Age could definitely be worked on, and your like transition when you up to the Feudal Age from the Dark Age, where you're sending your vills, could be worked on a bit. Next game is more messy, okay. Yeah, I was just about to say, when you have this army, you can't really do anything. Because he has monks and stuff behind the walls, go for a siege drop forward, and you just did it. I was just about to comment it, but I think the siege workshop is probably like 2-3 minutes too late. Should have been way faster. As soon as you kill the army, actually, go for the siege. Because then you know you can push more. But you're waiting for him to mass up more army again, which is also unnecessary. So this siege drop could have been added way faster. This is a really solid boom though. And your... Oh my god, your resources are floating like crazy though. Yeah, this is a bad one. You have 2,000 gold and... Like what happened? Did you write Robin Hood in the chat and you got 2,000 gold or something? What happened to... How is this possible? Kill army, then add siege relics? Yes, exactly. As soon as you kill this army, just keep pressuring. Because you can't get in one as well. No second building is very possible. At the university though, but yeah, it's up to Imp, and your opponent is actually also up to Imp. But at this point, against Britons, you could go for champs, but since you already have a lot of knights, just keep going for Cavalier in my opinion. Super nice castle, since you have the map control, putting a castle on this hill, going for Imp, secures to the game, because now you can just easily win the trap war. Alright, and you keep producing knights now, which is nice, and keep massing them, it's good. You've gotten yourself into 2 relics, you're also trying to look for more, I believe. He's also looking for a bit, but in this position there's nothing he can do, in my opinion. You're just way too far ahead. You also got handcart, which is sick. Really important to just keep growing your lead, and this is exactly what you're doing. You're not taking a huge risk. Just keep growing your lead, which is really nice. So from here you're doing super good. But yeah, you should have been preparing your second building way earlier when you're preparing for Imp. Because you were super delayed for that. And you know that probably. No need to tell you that. Masonry is good. Preparing for a trap war, more HP on the castle. It's very sweet. You have a lot of resources, so why not? Also heavy blow. Attack on the knights, really nice. So as soon as you're Imp here, castle against castle, you should go for traps. Let's see what you're doing. You should click traps immediately. Yes, you are. And also maybe chemistry for bomber cannons in this case. Chemistry, remember, Malian's university work faster. So this chemistry finishes really fast, so you can get bomber cannons super quick. Which is also a really nice addition in a trap bar. Because instead of trap against trap, you have a bomber cannon to sniper traps. Yeah, so chemistry could have been good. Just always try find a solution that can help you win the trap war easier. Now it's a trap war where you have the uphill advantage and masonry. You should never lose this. And you're massing insane amount of cavalier. He's going for halberdier, so you could even mix in some hand cannoneers at this point, right? So if you went for chemistry, you don't just get bomber cannons, but you also get hand cannoneer, which is a super nice addition to these calves. Only going for 1 unit is not ideal. But as soon as you have this number, it should be okay. This castle is going for a tricky now. He's also making really nice gates. And he got a nice choke point here with the halves, so you should just go back here. Okay, you fight. Okay, okay. Taking the necessary risk, but looks like you're gonna clean everything up, so... This is what numbers can do for you. Now you definitely won the game, actually. I think so, actually, but I don't know. You think should I send on cab to raid? You didn't have to. Just win the trap war and then go in. But you need something to back them up. Okay, you're going for champ scars, which is also really fine. But then you have 2 melee units, which is not ideal, but it's okay. Not horrible, not horrible. Auto seeding bad or okay for lower elo. I usually have it off and then turn it back on when going up to imp. Yes, turn it on in later game. Don't turn it on early. In worst case, you forget to turn it on, but you'll notice eventually. You should turn on auto reseed when you have a lot of eco and wood in the bank, etc. Alright, nice. GG. You didn't need to send the calves to raid, and you take the hill. You did this perfectly, honestly. Mistake not going for chemistry. So chemistry could have been done, and another siege up here. Couple of archer ranges. And pump out some Hankiners to kill down the halps easier. I would never dive like you did under here, but it worked. Because, I don't know how, but you somehow got the hill advantage. But if I were playing that, I would have the hill advantage with the halps. And I would be in between 2 castles. There's no way you would win that with the Kevs. But since you got the hill, you won the fight. It was kind of lucky, honestly. But I don't think it would cost you the game. It was just unnecessary. Because after he kills your calves, if he did, he would have like 6, 7 halps left. And he can't rush your traps there, so... It's not a big deal. Another point is that you should have been more active on stone to put more castles up. This is for example, making traps with this castle, making conscription with another castle, and also getting Farimba for your cavalier. So that one castle can do the traps, and one castle can do the techs, especially if you're having this high economy. If I go elite skirms this game, what do I do when he sits at home after he loses his mass? The same thing. You just keep going for maybe a siege push and booming at home. The same thing. And also if he just sits at home, you know you're ahead in eco because you went for the early raids and you killed 2 villagers. Alright. Other than that, very solid, honestly. You went for the relics when you had the map control. It's exactly what you should do. I wouldn't have gone double stable archer range, but it worked. It's fine, but if opponent had more monks, you would lose, I'm pretty sure. So I would go for massing skirms, getting the full skirm upgrades in this case, maybe ballistics even with the Malians, and a stable monastery. Could be pretty good. Just don't overdo the buildings. Like if you go double stable archer range, it's gonna cost you a lot, and it will slow down your economy expansion a lot. The less you do, the better. If you can make it work. But yeah, it was a very nice game. Solid, solid. Looked better than 1500. Any questions? I'm questioning this, but at what point should you stop making wheels and only produce army? Well, in Imperial Age you want to aim for about in Imperial you want to aim for about 130 to 140 wheels. You need to keep producing villagers when you're in Imp. That's where many people struggle a bit. And also expand a little bit harder, right? Expand a bit more to the sides with your economy. A bit faster. 37 farms is not a lot either. You need to be around 50, 60 at this point. If possible. But since you're going for the trap war, it's a bit difficult to do that. But expand a bit more. Keep producing wheels. If you don't expand, at least produce the wheels. Then it's easier to expand afterwards, because you're going to float resources. 115 is not enough. What do you do when you're against Mongols? He scout pressures you in Feudal, then switches into step lancers. Go for a spear defense and try to raid him with scouts, and then depends what civ you are. You can go crossbow monk, you can go monk yourself. I don't know, it's camels maybe. Definitely a different, few different things you can do. Malians, Ethiopians. I understand why this gets messier, because it's actually a hard matchup. I think Malians against Britain is actually pretty tough too, because you don't get greatest skirms in Imp and stuff like that. Green type of Arabia again. Woodlines, pretty good, but your issue here is that you're so close to the edge that you don't have like a back area for woodlines, which is also an issue against archers. You have 2 woodlines close to you. This woodline is obvious where you should put lumber camp, because it's closest. And also second lumber camp if you have in the future here. An expansion. Yeah, really bad map actually. Really bad for expansion. You have a hill here on the gold. Hard to expand with TC here. It's also on the front. You could expand to the south later. But this is also pretty rough. You're going for this lumber camp. I'm not a fan because it's further away, right? Just try to go for the closest one. Your opponent has a better map, I'd say. He has a back woodline, back gold. He can wall front, wall to the TC, and wall to the side here. Although I would say both maps are very open. You could wall here in the next in the future, like start building your houses and stuff down towards here. Houses here, and just wall like a very small area here to secure this area. But other than that, this is a really hard map. Make gold in front is never ideal for sure. Full score. Why are you trash talking your enemy? Your enemy is luring the board with this, killing the board with the TC. Yeah, pretty standard so far. You're luring deer again, which you should like. You should always lure deer. It's really good. Yeah, and you're killing the boar old-fashioned way. Like you said, you should work on that. These walls, not a fan. You're rolling onto your gold. Easy for archers to stand under here. Put the house here. The wall towards this edge, right? Then you have more room to handle. Put a tower here, etc. Really easy. How many elo? It's around 1500 elo. Yeah, so this house at this place is not ideal. Tree and wood, going for the scout builder again. I see in this matchup I will probably push with men at arms skirms, because your men at arms as Malians has +1 armor in the feudal age. +1 pierce armor, that is, and against archer saves that's pretty valuable, right? Your opponent's also doing a pretty nice build. He has 4 on wood, which indicates probably he's going for a barrack, so he might men at arms push you himself. And especially against Ethiopians actually, which usually go for men at arms too. It's really nice to go for men at arms yourself, just to ease off the pressure. You don't want to get pressured early by Ethiopians. You don't want to give them momentum. They are so strong. What's the common men at arm builder now? 3 on wood, 20 pop up. And skip the mill actually. Go for just a hunt. Barrack, gold, men at arm archer. And then you go for the mill. You can also make the mill, it's fine. Look at this guy though. 11 on berries. Like what? This is crazy. This is absolute madness. You at least got a build order here, right? I like your build order. He goes FC. Enemy's a wild man. Oh, he's like a one-trick pony, this guy. Apparently 2 people know him already. But you know, this pressure, this can easily get countered by early men at arm pressure, you know? Apparently this guy has like some special build order for FC. Should probably discover it himself, right? These guys are really tricky to play against. For sure. And again, you're starting to wall early. It's okay. But like, not a fan of how you made the houses, right? Not when you had the opportunity easily to make it a bit further out. Oh, T90 did a video about him even. Okay, okay. So you're going for a normal scout build, and if you see that your enemy is FCing like this, right? After adding scouts, immediately go to gold and start putting archers immediately forward and pressure him, okay? And if you see him go one stable knight, add a lot of spearmen. And don't let him move out with villagers to your base to make a siege up. And then you win the game, because he spent all his resources trying to do this. Alright? Really important to remember. Keep him at his base, get the spearmen out, expand your eco, and then go up. And then you win the game. Alright, so just finished his berries. He's got this goal, okay, and you're making scouts. Do Canada. Don't wall with 2 villagers if you see your opponent's not up yet. At minute 10, 20, you know that something's fishy going on. Don't panic wall. You know there's nothing coming. Focus on your economy. And if you know that FC may be coming, if you know this guy already, go for the gold and add range. ASAP. Harassing, that's good. And he's also completely open on this side. He's gonna make spearmen probably to defend himself. I don't know what's going on here. Yeah, you don't need to do this. Like, these walls, 3 villagers idling for no reason, because he's not doing anything. There's no threats coming. He's probably going for a market blacksmith here to wall up. And in this case, you could just, okay, blacksmith stable. In this case, you know it's FC, right? He's late up. He's going for a blacksmith stable. He's on gold. 100% FC. But his eco is completely trash. If you want to defend this, just add some spearmen. Add archers first, of course. Add some spearmen later, when he's cast age. And add a lot of spearmen, of course. Like 5, 6, 7. And don't take any damage from the knights. Or if you later men arm rushes, then those walls would be... Like, you should see that. Then you can wall. But if you didn't see anything, then you shouldn't. Housed, I like it. MBL style. 4 scouts, stop making scouts. Just stop. Kind of overdid it with the scout. You don't need to add the 3rd scout here, so we have 4. You can only do it with 3 or even 2. Especially when you see your opponent wall FC. The range needs to come up and the gold needs to be in. Like, at this point I would already have archers on the way. Trying to hit the gold, stand behind the gold, stand behind the wood. Stopping his economy. Now you're not doing anything to his economy, which makes his FC stronger, right? Instead of adding spears to walling up, it's fine too. But you're not doing anything to him, so you're letting him do this for free. This should be punished right away, especially on Arabia. You need to punish an FC build. What a weird play this guy is doing. So he's doing eco upgrades and he's gonna boom, you say? He's gonna add 2 knights and boom? It's a bit weird. Yeah, even sending 3 villas to put a tower on him could be strong. Yeah, it's definitely an option. He was very confused. Yeah, I understand that. Now he has 3 pikes even. So your goal here is that you're just going for fast castle, which is fine. Your eco will be stronger than his when you're up. Somewhat. But you need to be active with your scouts still. Like, you need to do something. Now you're adding spearmen, which is fine. You know the knights are coming. And your eco setup is pretty fine too. You have good eco upgrades, a lot of farms. Almost up to cast stage. And you're clicking up to cast stage at a relatively good time, I'd say. Okay, that's fine. You can send a wreck someday. Get over your fears. Should you add a market and try to go up if opponent FCs? Like I said, you should not. You should punish it by going for immediate archer range. And try to punish with archers and then add a few spears if you see it's stable, right? Try to interrupt his economy. Your spearmen now should not be in your base. You should be out there attacking the knights. There is no way your opponent's gonna have a good amount of knights and upgrades at this time when he FCs. And also your scouts made sure he didn't send any wheels forward with siege. You should just be out there making spearmen now. Killing his knights. No way you let him in though, what? Canada! Duke! Whoa! No! There's no way you let him do damage to you! And you... No... Like, this is so unnecessary damage. You lose a will, you have to quick wall, a lot of idle time, a lot of extra work. Oh, this costs you so much. Like, this guy is living the dream right now, and he's also putting a second TC behind, and he's massively on stone, okay? You know, it's very tricky to play against this type of players, right? They have a certain one-trick pony strat they always do, and they suck at everything else. That's the thing. So in theory, you're a way better player than this guy. It's just that you haven't faced it before. You don't really know what to do. But as soon as you know what to do against his strat, he's just a garbage player. So in my opinion, you're playing better than him because you have a nice build order. You're playing standard, and you have way more chances to become a pro than this guy ever has, you know. One-trick players can kill pro players here and there, but they can never win a tournament. Like, have you ever seen Juan get far in a tournament? No, because everyone knows what he's gonna do. There's drafts, etc. So stick to your style. I like it better. And at this point, you have better army than him, so you need to pressure. If you know that your opponent's been in castle for a long time, if you know that he's added town centers, and you're 2 minutes behind the castle age, but with better eco, better army, you need to go forward instantly and push. It's really important. Try to keep your scouts alive too, to be able to snipe his monks. So now we're adding a monster, it's really good. And then also a forward siege shop should be really, really nice. And second TC isn't too bad. If you follow this up with aggression, it's really nice too. Now he's got monks on the field. Maybe if you have this amount of farms, you should be adding a lot of scouts right now. Probably go for light cav. This guy is just going for full relics. It's really tricky now. He has 3 TC and he's getting all the relics. Oof. You're on a timer here. You're on a really really big timer where you have to go pushing right away. So this is where you need to send a siege shop forward, and I think you're doing this, which is completely the right decision. And he has a monk here, 3 villagers, not sure where they're going. Are we planning on adding a town center here? It looks like it actually. It's not a bad thesis spot if you're doing it, but you're falling behind further and further in the economy. You have to stop this. Market coming up now, you're floating a lot of gold, I don't hate it. But for now, okay, siege shop, you're planning on it, it's good. But every second you hesitate now on putting a forward siege shop, you're going to lose a lot of momentum. Very good that you added more scouts. That's what we talked about. He has a lot of monks, but don't take bad fights with him. What's this tricky here now is that he has pikes. You would never be in this position, I mean, if you added the early range. Because if you had crossbows now, he could never run around with monks. He could not have enough knights. And you also would have a stable to snipe siege. So only being a cavalry against this is perfect for him, because he can only defend himself with monks and free pikeman upgrade. Light cap is important, it's good. Not important, but it's good. If your opponent has light cap too, then it's important. So then you need to fight. Siege shop coming now. 3 minutes too late, I would say. Maybe even 4 minutes too late. So it should have been earlier. This is a good fight. Oh yes. Oh. No way, got the camel. Unlucky. That was really unlucky. I feel like camels get converted faster than other units, you know what I mean? Every time I have a camels, you just get insta converted. Yeah, we're coaching, yeah. Well, Eidos this, it's 1500. Now we took a really good fight, and now we can keep siege pushing, very nice. And also, monks behind, perfect. You're doing really good here, actually. Doing what you should do. Now the castle coming up. But this castle is in a pretty awkward position, and it's also making TC forward. You can easily punish. You can easily take down this TC. Send Magnus to this hill and to push towards that town center as well. The only issue now is that he can start making unique units, Shottels. He's also closing in on Imp. This guy is crazy boomer. Oh, the monks there, nice. Don't fight, just run. Take both, yes. And then run away, nice. Okay, you fight. Or just pull away the 2 lower ones though. It's okay. Crazy boomer at 10 minutes idle, yeah. That's why I call him crazy. Nice raid here, really good raid. Wow. And your opponent has to react, so he can't go imp, or then he dies. So he queues up a lot of Shotel warriors. And now you should have protection on your siege, right? You need to protect these Megadels, you need to send knights here. Maybe stop doing light cap at this point, because you kill all the monks away. Here's 2 more. But more knights at this point is probably better. And Duke, you even have the villager lead now. Shotel's coming in. You don't have protection on your siege. You're gonna struggle here. Convert. No. These Shotels are strong, but they don't have a lot of upgrades. No upgrades, actually. Just keep making siege now. Don't stop. Sell some wood and get some gold. At this point, you have too few villagers on gold, but a lot of farms. That's nice. That was nice with the Schultz, you were so mad, yeah. It was a good move by him, and you didn't have enough defense for your siege. I'm not sure if you even knew about the castle, to be honest. Shift right click. Well, you kinda do know about it. Why siege if he has Shotels? Because you should have army covering it, and you can also aim ground the Shotels. I don't hate it. The Shotels are super weak to siege if you get a hit. And he also added the siege before he knew the castle was coming, so I don't hate it. But I would go for more siege. The problem with stopping and going for boom here is that you knew he was already ahead with TCs and stuff. If he was a bit better at making vills, he would have been a lot more ahead with eco right now. This is fine, it just turned into a boom game now, and you're both at like equal terms, I'd say. Like same eco upgrades, everything. Both going for 4 town centers. This is a very close game. Yeah, it's got floating a lot of gold. Going for the raids. It's okay. You know your opponent has 4 relics. 5 relics? Your opponent has 5 relics. You need to do something, man. Like, you need to kill this guy. I think going for a boom was not the right call. You need to keep pushing. You can't just let him sit back and boom with 5 relics. It's gonna be so hard to kill. If this guy is smart now, he switches into ranges, right? You made another monastery forward, I like that. But you're not producing anymore. Now you're producing Magnadas, trying to protect your siege, but you don't have enough army. This is problematic. This is very problematic. Once you switch into full boom, you're automatically pulling yourself ahead, and then you're trying to push again, which now means that you're trying to do 2 things at once, one more time. Nice shot, I like it. Boom! Nah! You haven't watched enough of my stream, man. Like, what is the aim ground? You aim before he's there, man. I was expecting a big bada boom. Uh-oh. 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 Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no, you didn't. You lost 2 knights? Oh, no. Okay, castle. No, 4 on a hill. I always say put a castle on a hill. I hope you put it on a hill. Looks like you want to put it on this hill. Very good. You actually know that you should place castles on the hill. Issue now is that he has an outpost. He sees you. Is he gonna try to stop this? Good thing you have a lot of vills building this. He can't stop you. We're up to Imp, and he's up to Imp. What were you thinking is the best army composition for you now? You're against Ethiopians. You know he has Sholtos. But you can easily switch into Arbalest. What do you think? You're very in your head. Okay. You know he goes for Scorps. You light cav? How about you start with... If you know he doesn't have a lot of ranges. No, he only has Shotos, and you know he's gonna go Scorps. Go for University and Chemistry, Bomber Cannons, and Hand Cannoneer. Like, you get that almost immediately when you're Imp. How about that? Light Cav wouldn't really do much here. You're gonna die to help Scorps. You need something to kill it. You need something to counter what you see, right? Now it's making house walls all over the map. What would you do? Where's the hub? Hank in here. And then you just follow up with light cav raids, right? For Rainbow light cav raiding on the side expansion. You also have one villager in the queue. You're closing in Imp. Queue up more vills. You need to make more vills on the way to Imp. You're doing the same thing as last game. You're just idling your TCs on the way to Imp. I did this a lot at this rating. I also idled my TCs on the way to Imperial. Stopped at this amount of vills. Maybe sometimes I even had 90 vills when I hit Imp. When I could have had 110 vills. Especially with all these town centers. So don't stop producing on the way to Imp. Keep expanding your economy. Keep booming. Super important. This is the second game you do this now, so maybe this is a trend. But I also did this. So I've been there. Been there, done that. Go for Gebettos and Lycav, it's also a decent composition. But you need Bomber Cannons to stop Scorps. If you know this is coming, double siege up, Scorpions, okay, easy counter, Bomber Cannons. Easy, easy. You know that Ethiopians don't really have good monks either, they can't convert your Bomber Cannons. So you're chilling here. You don't have university, so you won't get chemistry, so yeah, you need to think about your bonuses. Now you're producing more vills, it's good, but you could have had way more vills earlier, which means you would have more economy, right? So you're starting the... And you're also queuing only one more vill, 150. You stop... Wow! Are you doing this on purpose? Okay, 150. Okay, you stopped at 115 last game too. Now you queued up one more, so 116. Is that like your comfort zone with vills? I think you should go up to 140. 140 vills should be where you stop. 130, 140. You bet those against Scorpions, I don't like it. I feel like your army might melt, we'll see. Torsion engines, holy shit. Oh my god, is he going for Torsion engine Scorpions? Like, you don't want to touch those, now he's going for Bomber Cannons too. So if you have the hill, you will easily win this. The problem is that Torsion engines is really powerful here. Now your chemistry is coming in, it's a bit too late. You could already have Bomber Cannons on the field, that's the problem. Your light camps are +4. I wouldn't hate running in to just snipe this now, right? What is this? 6 corps, 4 pikes, and 3 monks. Couple of bomber cans. Run in. Yeah. Go. Let's see how this goes, actually. I was thinking about running in there, so let's see. Fight! Kill the pikes! Kill the scorps! Target the scorps! Kill the monks! No! No! No, you only... Okay. Let's see how it goes. Okay, you're attacking the sea drop. Oh no. Okay, it could have gone way better if you focused the right things there. Send your main group of light caps into the scorps, and then you target the monks with 1-2 other light caps. You don't have to focus the monks so hard with light caps. Monks don't do anything with you. And then a lot of your light cap were attacking the siege up there. Unfortunate. You aim for like 135. 135 is fine too. If you stop at 120 now, we could have had more. Also, lacking expansion. Like, you need to keep expanding down. But it's okay what you're doing, 100% fine. Nice! You're lacking siege, you're lacking bomber cannons. Like, imagine that bomb cannons now, and traps. It's easy pushback, right? Super easy. Now our bomber cannons are coming out. Where are they coming from, though? Like, you're making bomber cannons in Narnia. Why am I lagging so much? Hello? The bomber cannons are being created in Narnia, which makes them arrive to the next spot in an insane amount of time. So it's gonna take a long time before I get there, which is really rough. Black Axe, low. It's 1500 elo. I'm gonna try to make him at least 2k here. For Rimba coming in, very nice tech. Gonna make your light cap super strong. Oh my god, really? He's sneaking stables in the corner. That's crazy. But honestly, this is a hard composition if you don't have Hankener. You need to have Hankener or Gebetos. I don't know about Gebetos. They kind of have lower. They have a short range, right? So they have to go closer, which means they get closer to the halves, which also means they get closer to the scorpions. Nice micro here, somewhat. Trying to snipe them down. Nice. Torsion engines make this scary. It doesn't have siege engineers yet. Yeah, you don't want to fight the Halps like this. Ideally not. Kind of want to work around the Halps, right? The issue is that he has 5 relics. You need to kill fast. Like, you need to hurry up. You can't just sit around. I think Handgunners would be so much better. They're kind of same price almost, and you don't need to make them elite. And you don't need a lot of upgrades for them either. This raid in the back should be easy to deal with. It's just Ethiopian light cab. It's really nothing. These idle villagers are kind of monka. 124 vills, sort of fine. But I'm missing some more farms, you know, a little bit more expansion, a little bit more securing in your economy with castles. This is gonna hurt if you don't notice it. You don't expect this for sure, because you're busy in the front microing bomber cannons. So this is gonna, okay, you see it now, that's good. And the castle, I like it. Let's try to save these villagers somehow. And while you focus on that, he's probably gonna start trying to push you here. Nice snipe of the bomber cannon. Scorpions is so easy to counter though. You have a hill, you have bomber cannons, there's no way. Oh! Oh my god, he's actually good though. This guy is a siege player, you see that? It's very good that you're sending light cav here to deal with that. Trying to send some light cav in to deal. Oh, and you're raiding on the sides. That's nice. I like that you're trying to raid. It's very good. But you're wasting a bit of units, you're not securing the hill properly. You didn't go for masonry this time. Probably because of your brain overload. Like, this is too much work at the moment. There's too much things to do, too many things to focus on. I like the stables on the side. Maybe I would like them on the side here better. But it's hard to raid him now because he's fully walled. You can't lose this hill. Like, this hill right here is the game. And what do you have to defend this hill right now? Nothing. Nothing at all. So you're not defending the hill which you're supposed to keep, because if you lose this hill, you will lose everything. He will just snowball completely through this. So this hill needs to be defended with everything you have. I think you overdid it with the defense here. You sent too many units. You didn't have to send your whole army there. And you should also, like, if there's like 4 or 5 light cav raiding you, don't panic. Just send a few and focus, keep defending this hill. Lack of farm stopping the production. I think so too. I think your main mistake is to not make enough villagers. Once you got raided a little bit, you're down to 100 vills. If you lost 20 vills at 140, you will still have 120 vills left. And also, like, keep producing villagers. That's good. You lost villagers and you keep producing. That's nice. But now you're losing the most important hill of the game. And you're not able to stop it. There's no way you stop this right now. I can see this is where you're gonna lose the game, because he's gonna start pushing forward. And once he's on the hill, you can't push back. Especially the torsion engines bomber cannons. Yeah, I see this is not going so well. This is Age of Empires is a very stressful game. There's a lot of things to pay attention to. If you look away for a second, you might end up like this. These bomber cannons, flattened. Even though you had a chance to kill a lot of army, you were looking at the wrong place in the wrong moment. And you're trying to raid the moment, which is fine, but since you can't really engage here. But right now there's not a lot to do against this. You already lost the game here. Can't stop this now. This is where I get the question, like, MBL, what do I do against 30 Scorps and bomber cannons as Malians? Well, I say, you shouldn't get to that point where he has this army, because then you can't stop this. And this is exactly where we are now. You cannot stop this army because you didn't punish it early enough. You die, exactly. You die. Nice little raid there on the side. It's gonna hurt him a little bit, but he actually has very low villagers. This guy is also stopping production, but he's floating a lot of resources. He's got fire relics, he's got the map control, this castle is really good for him. This is like, how do you stop this? You have almost no chance. Like, you have to try to expand on the sides and try to raid him, which is what you're trying to do, exactly the best thing you can do. But at the same point, you're just losing everything. You're down to 135 pop. And for a post-imp game, this is not ideal at all. The first light cap charge was actually quite good. Yeah, if he had siege backing that up, he could have done it. But since he didn't push with siege, he just kept buying him time to build up his army again, right? Yeah, this is an army that is very hard to stop. Does he have siege engineer too? He does, yeah. Oof. Like, Malians don't get siege engineer, so once you're in this position, it's so hard to kill it. I love the raids though. No way! I didn't hear that! I didn't hear that! I didn't hear that! Sky actually town belt. I've done that before actually too. It gets too best. But like I said, after losing that hill, it's just gonna snowball, and it's exactly what's happening now. I didn't even need to look at the game to know that this will happen. You're totally just losing every single aspect of the game right now. Your eco is going down the drain. Your raids are getting cleaned up slowly but surely. Surely but slowly. Going for mastery jumps on the side. I mean, you're floating 2000 gold. You do not have the rest of the resources you need, like wood and food. Nice raids though, I mean, it's good, but it just doesn't do anything at the moment. And these raids could probably come in earlier too. While you're holding the hill. It's hard to do everything at the same time, I understand that. 100%. Trying to expand on the side now, but I think I'm just gonna forward this game. I think this is inevitable. At this point I think you're just in like disbelief, like what could I do this game? How did it get to this point? And honestly, if you're playing against this FC, someone going stable right away, FC, it's many times how we play against Wang. You can, okay, one option. You go for quick arch range and start pressuring, make sure it doesn't send villagers out, okay? That's one thing. Against Huang, I usually did that. I went for a Feudal attack, and sometimes it also got punished, so he pushed me back, and once he started snowballing with his siege, I couldn't stop it. So it's scary. Another thing you can do is, as soon as you acknowledge he's going FC, you can start going fast castle yourself, which you kind of did after the scout, which is fine. So it's good. And then if you see that he's going for town centers before you are even up, you will have better eco than him to make army, and then you need to push. You stopped your push after you lost the 2 first manganas, which made you lose the game, in my opinion. The push needs to be continued. You got the hill here, you got the map control, but you let him get the relics. You had 4 scouts, right? You could have used them a little bit more efficiently. Stop the relic gathering. And yeah, the push, especially against the civ like Ethiopians. They don't have redemption. They can't convert your siege, and they're usually an archer civ, right? So just siege push. If it goes for pike and things like that, defend your siege. Should be fine. And holding this hill is super important. You just left this hill completely, letting him take it. And this hill is the game. Like, I'm telling you, this hill is what you need to have in the game. It's between both bases. And it's just securing way too much. Going around is important, of course, but it doesn't really work. As soon as you have this hill, you're controlling it. So losing this is really bad. Let's say he would go fast castles and open. Could Bloodlines scouts do the job? I don't think so, because he has walls, right? And he has a couple of spearmen in his base. Scouts is not usually how you stop an FC. Because it's easily countered by walls. You need to... Yeah. You need to probably just send... Like, don't wall your base, first of all. Do Canada, don't wall your base immediately, because there's no rush to wall. He's gonna be up like 4 or 5 minutes later. After the wall is coming up. So you're spending too much resource walling. Get the range up, send archer, go to gold, get the fletching and start raiding. And then you adapt from there, because you will hurt his economy enough. Alright. And make more wills on the way to Imp. Other than that, I think you took a nice advantage of your map. Well, as soon as you have map control, last game you took relics. As soon as you had map control, you started pushing. But everything can happen a little bit earlier, a little bit faster. As soon as you acknowledge that you're taking the map, you're taking a good fight, start pushing. Start pushing, push. And you'll be okay. Alright, good. Do you mind if I send you my notes from this? And if I missed anything, you can let me know. Of course, I don't mind. Go ahead. This is a very tricky player though. You don't face this a lot. Does he only play Ethiopians as well? It looked like he had like only this build for Ethiopians. I felt very zoomed in now. Although not really. Am I? Only Ethiopians? That's rough. Alright, so you played Franks before and then Ethiopians. Okay. Hey guys, thanks for the follows. I'm going to take a break now. Might come back later, but thank you guys for watching. Do Canada, thank you so much for sending in the recorded games. If guys are interested in the recorded games reviews, you can check the Discord. And every information is there. But thank you so much. And yeah, I'll see you guys very soon. Have a nice evening. Alright? Goodbye everyone. See ya.